Hi, my name's Hannah and I'm from Rethink Estate Agents.
And I'm Emma from Alder Remortgage Services.
And we just wanted to have a little chat with you about how we're recovering in the property market after COVID. We're going to talk about the sales side and mortgages just so we can give a bit of a clearer image with what's going on.
Yeah.
So at the minute we've seen that there's a lot of emotional moving, is that the way to put it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
So it's been a case of people have just been either finding new decisions or seeing what's right for them, whether it be they needing a new home or just a change. So it's been people thinking, oh, I'm working from home now, I need a home office, I'd rather have a proper room, a proper setup, so they're moving houses. Or people just wanting, now that they are working from home, being able to move to a place where they actually want to be, not for commuting but for actual environment, which is always quite nice. So it's been, you'll find that's happened quite a lot. And then they've also had the ease of the mortgages to get there.
So obviously when we first sort of reopened the property market, the mortgage market wasn't as stable as sort of it was previously.
Yeah.
So now the last few weeks, obviously we've seen a more healthier mortgage market with lenders returning at 90%. We are obviously still able to place clients who are looking for help to buy on a new build with a 5% contribution and shared ownership. But it hasn't been easy. It has been stressful for us as advisors. It's got to be one of the most unusual times I've ever worked in this industry. But it is also one of the most rewarding at the moment because, like you said, there is a lot of emotional moves going on. So we're actually helping people to really change their lives around, which is nice. But like yourself, I think we've also seen a massive influx of business and people keen to get moving now before the fear of another lockdown takes place again. 90% lenders are available, more for the first time buyers. For home movers, what we're sort of advising at the moment is if you have got a 15% deposit, that is somewhere where you should ideally be.
But it's been a lot easier to get that 15% deposit because of that stamp duty reduction now. Obviously, like, you just, if you're doing a first time buy, there's just pretty much no stamp duty.
No stamp duty at all. So it was nice and refreshing to see that the government in the budget had actually decided that they needed to help people to keep moving, and stamp duty obviously is a big cost to anyone looking to buy a home, and the no stamp duty to sort of 500,000 can save a hell of a lot of money.
Yes.
But obviously you still need to pay that extra 3% if you do have a second home. But even with that alone, some clients I've had have saved up to sort of £9,000, so it's been massive.
Well, we definitely had that in our office. Someone was buying I think it was around 400,000, they saved 10 grand on the deposit. So they were able to achieve that home because they had that extra £10,000 as a deposit, so they could get the mortgage in place. And they were so excited, they were over the moon, and it's lovely to see when you can make that happen, when it's able to happen for people.
Because £10,000 could actually get out a full house, couldn't it?
Pretty much, that was how they did it. They were like, we want a new kitchen in this house, and like, well, you've got it.
Yeah, exactly.
You've saved that money, so they were over the moon. It was amazing to see because, well, there's been a lot of that, hasn't there? Like, people just fulfilling dreams of what they want to either do to the home. If it's not a move, it's been a remortgage. Yeah,
we're seeing a lot of remortgage business. So for a lot of people, like obviously wanting to work from home, they're looking now to make office spaces.
Yeah.
So if you're spending sort of £10,000 trying to create an office space, what a lot of people are thinking is, well, how much can I actually release on my equity and actually get a full new kitchen as well at the same time?
Yeah.
And the rates are obviously at record low. So taking out a new rate now on a 5-year fixed term is obviously going to save them a lot of money and also allow them to budget for a longer period.
Definitely, yeah.
And like you said earlier, people working from home now, that commute to work is not as important as what it once was.
No,
so that dream in the countryside is bigger than, or more achievable than what it's ever been before.
Definitely more achievable. Yeah. There's a lot of businesses restructuring, isn't there, to do at home work.
Yeah.
So it's made a lot of people be able to chase the dreams and do the you only live once mentality in life.
Yeah, I think a lot of people who have been on furlough and had that break away from work have probably been sat there and realised it's time to have a bit of a clean in the finances.
Yeah.
So we do see sometimes clients are sat on standard variable rates of anything up to 6%, and they've probably thought, right, now is the time for me to start actually budgeting again.
Yeah.
Because they may not know where they're going to be in the next few months. So the one thing that we have seen an issue with is obviously lenders' processing times.
Yeah.
So we've had a couple of clients try and go direct to the lenders themselves, and they're seeing wait times till August for them to actually apply for a mortgage. The problem that we see on the processing side is that obviously the larger banks have had to furlough some of the staff. They've also had home working. So that has delayed the processing times for clients getting an application in to an offer. But this week we have seen offers coming in within 5 days from application, so we are seeing a massive improvement.
Well, it allows people to, well, everyone kind of wants to get things done a lot sooner, right? And then as well, like, there is a lot of a feel of getting things done quickly, just like you said, for the fear of getting locked down, or just not knowing quite where you're going to be. You want to get everything in place and sorted and like firm.
But do you think these types of events, what's happened is it's made people rethink the situation?
Definitely.
More than ever before. And if one good thing can come from this is people actually finding the happy home and the sort of happy life that they feel like they've not really had.
Definitely, yeah.
So it's quite rewarding at the minute.
So like you said, there has been a big influx in business. Like for us, we've had about a 70% increase in valuations a week, and then I think we've got 60% increase in progression. There's just so much, like the influx is massive, and there's so many people who are wanting to move, and you're feeling it because not only are houses going on, but they're selling within a week normally. Like it's just a massive demand at the moment. I can imagine it's putting a lot of pressure. Because obviously there's so many mortgages need to come through as well. So it just seems to be a case where, like, anyone who's not got a mortgage in principle at the moment, they're losing out a little bit on houses because everyone's in a position to go and they want to go. It's much better to probably get yourself in that position to progress straight away.
So that's kind of what we're doing in here anyway. So if we get a client inquire, we're obviously providing them a recommendation on the house that they're looking to buy and trying to get them in a position where they can actually be qualified when they put their offer in. So obviously if you've got a property, you've got a raise for a property, the person that's there ready with the proof of funds, the proof of the mortgage, they're obviously the person that the buyer's going to want to sell to, because if that was me, I'd obviously pick that person anyway. So there's definitely a bit of a rush when we have clients say, I've gotten the property, I've got an offer accepted, let's get the application in. So we're trying to get every application in within 24 hours of them telling us they've had an offer to try and prevent any delays. The quicker they get into the queue, the quicker we can get them processed and hopefully not incur any more delays than necessary. So that's the benefit of using a whole market broker, because obviously if you went to your bank just because you banked there and your mum and dad banked there previously, if they say no for any reason, at the moment, you would have to start that process all over again. Now, explaining that to an estate agent is obviously trying to protect the seller, and that can create a lot of worry, whereas we can place you with a different lender quite quickly, depending on what the reason is. And most of the time, we won't put you with a lender that you don't actually fit criteria with. We are seeing that a lot of employment sectors being questioned at the moment because of the uncertainty of jobs and things like that. So even if your job isn't at risk because you work in a certain field, some of the banks are saying, well, we can't lend to you. And whereas other banks are taking a bit more of a sensible approach, but also still adhering to the responsible lending.
So you mentioned about how that 15% deposit is becoming more of the norm for how most mortgages are going ahead. What are you thinking is going to happen, like how a lender's going to fix it if people just can't afford that 15%? Like it's not been the norm, so not many people may have thought to have got up to that amount for the house that they're looking for. So
the problem that we've had is there are lenders that are willing to lend with a 10% deposit. But the problem here is that one lender will open the doors and offer the 90%. The whole of the UK will go to that lender. The lender becomes too busy and they've got to shut. They want other lenders to follow suit and have the confidence that they're having to also lend at the high loan to values. So hopefully from the stamp duty, what we're going to see is more pressure from the government to the banks to say, we're helping keep the property market moving. When are you going to start helping the first time buyers that 15% is out of reach? Stamp duty is going to help, and it might help a 5% buyer get to a 10% deposit, but that 15% does become a little bit harder to achieve. And the rates obviously at 90% aren't the best at the moment. So having a 15% will save you a lot of money on interest as well, if you can achieve it.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that Inside the Industry chat. If you do have any questions about how the property market, or you're wanting to buy or sell your property, or if you're just looking at investing as well, just give us a call at either of our offices. So our Newton office is 01925 290 290 and our Haydock office is 01744 371 371.
If you do want to have any mortgage advice, or if you've got any mortgage questions, even if you just need a bit of guidance, you can obviously get in touch with Think directly, and they'll pass you our way. But if not, you can actually go onto our Facebook page and then send us a message and one of the advisors will give you a call. But thanks very much everyone, and wish you the best of luck at the moment.